All right, welcome back. Today, we're diving into what might be one of the most tangled, action-packed parts of Edmund Spenser's whole epic poem, Book 4, The Legend of Friendship. Seriously, this one's a wild ride. So, before we can even begin to talk about friendship in this book, we've got to meet its polar opposite, its ultimate enemy. And get this, it's a monstrous hag named Aote. Her whole deal? She's pure strife. Pure discord. Her only goal is to stir up trouble and set everyone, gods, mortals, you name it, against each other. She's the engine of chaos driving pretty much all the conflict we're about to see. Okay, look, I know this book's plot can be a real mess, but here's how we're going to tackle it. We'll touch on the legend of friendship, see a tournament go completely off the rails, watch Britomart meet her destiny, check in on some friends in need, sort out the real from the fake, and see how it all ends with Concord's victory. It's all about what holds us together versus what tears us apart. Let's get into it. All right, Section 1, The Legend of Friendship. So Book 4 doesn't waste any time. It picks up exactly where Book 3 ended, and boom, we're thrown right into a world where everything is on the line. True love is being tested, loyalties are getting shaky, and the whole idea of friendship is about to be put through the ringer. So, a tournament of discord. The action really gets going at this huge days-long tournament. And you think, okay, this is going to be all about chivalry, honor, that kind of thing. But remember that hag, Atty? Yeah, she's lurking around, and this whole celebration just spirals into a total mess of jealousy, rivalry, and a ton of mistaken identities. And this tournament is where we meet our key players, the ones whose stories are all going to get tangled up together. You've got Britomart and Narthagall, our destined lovers who are currently trying to kill each other. There's Amaretta and Scudamore, the separated couple. Florimel and Marinelle, she's in distress, he's kind of reluctant to help. And then you have Placidus and Amias, who are basically the poster boys for true friendship. Oh, and of course, a few really untrustworthy knights just to stir the pot. These are the faces you'll want to remember. So, what's the grand prize for all this chaos? A magical golden belt of chastity and the fairest lady at the tournament. But here's the kicker. She's a complete fake, a magical illusion. This whole setup is just perfect for showing one of the book's biggest themes, how easy it is to be fooled by what's on the surface. All right, let's zoom in a bit. Britomart meets her destiny, because right in the middle of all this mess, we get to the central romance of the book. And it's a love story that literally starts on the battlefield between our hero Britomart, who, remember, is a woman disguised as a knight, and the super tough Arthagall. So Britomart, this mysterious knight with an enchanted spear, shows up and just dominates. She's knocking champion after champion off their horse, including the famous Arthagall. Well, he is not happy about this. He's totally humiliated and vows to get revenge. So he tracks her down, ready for a rematch to get his honor back. And this is the moment. This is the climax of their fight. As Britomart's blow shatters his helmet, revealing his face, something totally unexpected happens. Instead of fighting back, he just drops his sword. He goes down on his knees, right there in front of her. So why? Why the sudden surrender? I mean, he's a fearsome knight, right in the middle of a duel for his reputation, and he just gives up. What could possibly make him do that? It's because he sees her face. The moment her helmet is off, he recognizes her. This isn't just some enemy knight. This is the woman he saw in Merlin's magic mirror all those years ago. It's his prophesied love. And just like that, his mission for revenge completely flips into a declaration of love. Okay, so that big romantic destiny is a huge deal, but Book 4 is really called The Legend of Friendship. And there's no better example of that than the story of these two squires, Amias and Placidus. Now this is just incredible. Check out this plan. Placidus's best friend, Amias, is locked up in a giant's prison. So what does Placidus do? He gets himself captured on purpose, just so he can get inside. Then he starts pretending to be Amias to trick the giant's daughter, who has a crush on his friend. He uses her affection to get more freedom around the castle, plots an escape, and then gets out just long enough to find Prince Arthur to help him rescue the real Amias for good. I mean, talk about going above and beyond. This shows that true friendship isn't just being loyal. It's about being smart and selfless when it counts. All right, the false and true. Let's circle back to that whole appearance versus reality thing, because one of the most famous parts of this book deals with it head-on.
and it's all about two women named Florimel who look exactly alike.
Okay, so on one side, you've got the real Florimel. She's virtuous, she's chaste, and she's imprisoned by the sea god Proteus for most of the story. A classic damsel in distress, a symbol of true virtue suffering. But then, there's the false Florimel. She's a magical clone made of snow, with lamps for eyes and golden wire for hair, controlled by a nasty little sprite. And this fake one, she fools everybody. She wins the beauty contest at the tournament and causes endless fights among the knights. It's a perfect example of how easily people are tricked by a pretty face, while the real deal goes completely unnoticed. But eventually, the truth has to come out. When the real and the false Florimel are finally in the same room, the fake one just dissolves. Poof, gone. At the same time, the real Florimel's true love, Marinelle, finally hears her cries for help. He gets his act together, gets some help from his mom, and frees her. It's a great moment that shows how, in the end, truth and real love will always win.
Okay, Concord's victory, harmony restored. So after all that craziness, the fights, the deceptions, all the trouble stirred up by Eddie, how does everything get fixed? Well, it all comes down to the power of those virtuous bonds, the real connections.
And look how it all plays out. Britomart and Arthegall pledge their love to each other. Prince Arthur saves Amaretta and Amalia. Timaeus and Belphoebe, another couple, finally get over their misunderstanding. Our best buds, Placidus and Amius, are freed, and they find love too. And of course, Marinelle and Florimel are finally together. Every single one of these tangled plot lines gets neatly tied up through an act of love or friendship. It's a total victory over the chaos Attic created.
And that really gets to the heart of what Spenser is saying here. Friendship isn't just a sidekick to romantic love. No, he's saying it's just as virtuous, just as powerful. It's a fundamental force that holds the world together against chaos. It's not just nice to have friends. It's essential for creating a good, harmonious world. And that leaves us with a pretty big question, doesn't it? Spenser is basically saying true friendship is a force for cosmic order. So in our own world, with all its own discord, what are the bonds that hold your universe together? It's a question from way back in the 16th century, but it feels more relevant than ever. What you should really take away from this is just how those connections give us the strength to face whatever chaos comes our way.